There are several kinds of problems. When you look at RT2, Lesson 2, the last worksheet, the first kind of problem that we look at are the multiply problems, where they ask you to multiply radicals. And that would be the examples 1 through 5, 5, these. There's a couple of things you need to remember. First of all, if you take the square root of x squared, you end up with x. If you take the square root of x to the fourth, you end up with x squared. If you take the square root of x to the sixth, that's x to the third. That's true because the square root is the same as the power to the 1/2 power. So really, another way to think of each of these is to think of x squared, the square root of x squared, to think of it as x squared to the 1/2 power. To think of x to the fourth to the 1/2 power. To think of x to the sixth to the 1/2 power. And if you remember your rule for taking a power to a higher power, that's when you multiply your exponents, which gives you each of these. But basically, if you memorize these simple facts, you should be able to solve several of the problems on the radical worksheet. For instance, let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 says the square root of 10x multiplied by the square root of 5x to the third. And we'll start by combining our square root of 10 times our square root of 5. Square root of 10 times square root of 5 is 50. Square root of x to the first times square root of x to the third is square root of x to the fourth. Let's look at these in two separate radicals. Let's look at square root of 50 and square root of x to the fourth. Square root of 50, you can find a perfect square that divides into it. That would be square root of 25 times the square root of 2. X to the fourth, if you look at your rule, the square root of x to the fourth is the same as x squared. This is 5. This is square root 2. This is x squared. We put all of the whole numbers in front of the square root number. So if you take a look, we'll put the 25 first. We'll put the 5 first. We'll put the x squared next, and behind that we write the square root of 2. You'll notice that that is the word it. So